A gray-haired old man stood in front of the window and looked down indifferently. A group of punks were smashing cars like crazy. The owner of the car came to hear the news, but was frantically beaten up by them. Finally, the owner of the car fell in the blood and did not breathe. They have been occupying the pedestrian passage for a long time. This place has become their drug trade, trafficking of young girls, the stronghold of murder and robbery. Nearby residents can only go around and not dare to complain. This old man could only watch with indifference when he saw these violent incidents, because years ago he promised his wife, from the moment he took off his military uniform, he would stay out of harm's way and spend the rest of his life in peace with his wife. Harry Brown was a senior officer in the Royal Marines. He retired from the army and lived in seclusion in an apartment building near the slums on a small pension. He walked to the hospital every day to visit his sick wife, although she was in a semi-vegetative state, but Harry still went to be with her every day. After that, Harry went to a nearby bar to drink, chat and play chess with Leonard, his friend for decades. That night, Harry got a call from the hospital. They said his wife's condition was very bad. Harry got up and went to the hospital in the pouring rain. He was supposed to cross the pedestrian walkway, but he was afraid he'd run into one of those punks, so he chose to go around. When he arrived at the hospital, he didn't get to see his wife one last time. He cried out in remorse. Harry buried his wife with sadness. Now he can only be accompanied by his friend Leonard. This day the two men are still playing chess in the bar. Leonard told Harry not to consider Sid, the owner of the bar, as his friend. He was selling drugs and guns and girls. Sid is involved in all kinds of bad things. Harry didn't know if it was true or not, but he advised him to keep his voice down so that no one would hear him. The two of them went to the bathroom. Leonard said he was scared now. The punk stuffed shit in his mailbox and slapped him in the face. Leonard was fed up with it. He pulls a saber out of his coat pocket. Harry saw him and stopped him, and he said that this kind of thing must be restrained. Harry was going to go with him to the police. Leonard was furious and said he had called the police. The police won't come out until someone is dead. He turned around and left the bar. At night, someone set fire to a pile of plastic waste in front of Leonard's house. The smoke quickly filled the room and woke Leonard up. He stumbled to his feet and stamped out the fire. Leonard rushed to the door and gasped for air. He cursed at the punks downstairs. Early the next morning, Detective Frampton came to Harry's house with his partner and told him the sad news. They said Leonard had died in the sidewalk late last night. The killer was unknown. The police were investigating. The two police officers had just left. Harry could no longer control himself and lost his voice in pain. He regretted that he could not persuade his old friend. His wife had just passed away. His only friend was killed again. Harry couldn't accept this fact. On the other hand, Frampton led the police to the four suspects in Leonard's murder. One of them, Noel, had his uncle hire a lawyer, so when they were interrogated by the police, they all said the same thing. They not only insulted the two police officers, they also threatened them to be careful when they walked. Their attitude was extremely arrogant. Due to the lack of evidence, the police had to let them go. Harry sent his old friends away. He had no one to drink, chat and play chess with anymore. In a depressed state, Harry had a few more drinks at the bar. At the checkout, he took out his wallet and paid in cash. Unbeknownst to him, a junkie was eyeing his wallet. Harry wandered back along the river. When he got into the bridge, suddenly a man came out of the darkness with a knife pointed at him and told him to hand over his wallet. Harry frowned for a moment. I don't know if it was the alcohol or the instinct of a soldier in a crisis. Harry grabbed the other hand holding the knife and stabbed the knife backwards into the robber's chest. The robber immediately collapsed. Harry saw no one around and disappeared into the night. Early the next morning, Frampton rang the doorbell of his house again. She came to update him on the progress of Leonard's case. Frampton saw Harry's picture and medals from his Marine Corps service and realized his military status. She told Harry the police found an old army knife at the crime scene. Leonard's fingerprints and fibers from his clothes were on it. It was Leonard's own knife, which means he carried it with him. Harry said, "I've seen him with this knife. He was scared by the punks, so he used it for protection. He went to you, and you didn't do anything about it." But Frampton said the defense attorney would argue that Leonard's killer may have acted in self-defense. That would mean the killer would be charged with manslaughter, not murder. She told Harry to be prepared for the outcome of the trial. Harry was furious. He said, "You came to my house to tell me that." He threw Frampton out. He went back inside. He opened his treasure chest. Inside was a token his wife had given him when he was young, a barrette and a military knife. Harry begins to concoct his own plan for revenge. At night, he followed a junkie to their place. Harry says he wants to buy a gun. to shoot the pigeons that have been squawking on his roof. The two junkies see business coming, and an old man was no threat to them, so they took Harry to the backyard. It was a different scene. The yard was full of green weed. It seems to be a small self-sustaining drug farm. Harry enters the dingy, dark interior. There was a woman on the couch who had been injected with drugs. She was unconscious and dying. The television shows a video of a rape. The skinny junkie was injecting drugs right in front of Harry's face. It was hell on earth. Harry, in a fit of rage, picked out his pistol. He quietly loaded the gun, and when they weren't looking, he attacked them with a knife and a gun. Harry carried the woman to a parked jeep. He put all the guns back in his pockets. He found a barrel of gasoline. A fire burned down this sinful and dirty place. Then he drove the woman to the hospital in their jeep. Harry took out a pile of money and stuffed it into the woman's clothes. He honked the horn hard and disappeared into the night with the bag. Later, the woman was treated. The paramedics found thousands of pounds of banknotes on her body. Frampton and his partner arrived at the hospital. She thought something was wrong. She said, what kind of person would shoot to drug dealers and drive this woman to the hospital at the risk of being discovered? Harry arrives at the church. He put all the cash in the bag into the charity box. Then he went to the cemetery and said a fond farewell to his family. Harry got his weapon. He was going to start his revenge plan. At night, he stood at the window and watched the movements of the punks downstairs. He finally got a chance to kill a drug dealer. He took one of the punks in the car upstairs for interrogation. Harry grabbed a leather pipe and beat him up, screaming. Finally, he explained what happened. He said that night, Leonard came at them with a saber and argued, but he got beaten up by them right away. The Noel killed him with Leonard's saber. Finally, he handed over the video he recorded on his phone. They killed Leonard, and they stuck the knife in him, and they pissed on him. Harry was very angry at the way Leonard was dying. He tied the punk up like a dog and led him to the sidewalk. Noel and another scumbag were in the middle of something bad. In a shootout, the punk was shot dead by his scared companions. Harry shot the other one dead. Noel saw the situation and ran away. Harry struggles to catch up with him. Eventually, he ran out of energy. He was suffering from emphysema. Harry fell to the ground. He threw his gun into the river before he passed out. He was then found and taken to the hospital. Frampton arrived on the scene. The doctor said he was having trouble breathing and couldn't answer police questions. But Frampton smelled the smell of gunpowder on Harry's jacket, and he had collapsed not far from the crime scene. Both of the men who were killed seemed to be connected to Leonard's death. She began to suspect Harry. She returned to the police station and reported her thoughts and suspicions to the chief. She asked to have Harry's clothes tested for gunpowder, but the chief didn't believe that this old man could be the one who killed several people in a row. Not to mention that he had to go to the slums to carry out a cleanup operation to catch drug traffickers. He had no time for her advice. He even told Frampton to drop the Leonard case and transferred her to another department. The massive police sweep was met with stiff resistance. It turned into a riot. The mob threw rocks and Molotov cocktails at the police. They vandalized and burned vehicles, and the police responded passively by lining up with chutes. In the hospital room, Harry slowly woke up. He got up and removed the IV tube from his hand. He left the hospital in a hurry, despite the doctor's advice, because he still has important things to do. That is, Leonard's revenge has not yet been avenged. On the other hand, Frampton learns that Harry has left the hospital without permission. She was sure that he would go to kill Noel, so she and her partner Icop drove to the riot zone immediately. The riots are getting worse. As soon as they entered the neighborhood, they were attacked, and then there was a serious car accident. Icop was hit on the head and seriously injured. Both men were trapped in the car. Fortunately, Harry arrives just in time. They helped Icop knock on the door of the bar and put Icop in a corner. Harry told Sid, the bar owner, to call an ambulance. That's when Frampton saw the gun on Harry's waist. This confirmed her suspicions. She advised Harry that this was not Northern Ireland. Harry says this isn't an Irish battlefield, but these scumbags have made killing people an entertainment. I don't have a choice. But that's when Frampton told him, if you're gonna kill Noel, Sid will kill you. Because Sid was Noel's uncle, Harry was stunned. It turns out Leonard was right when he told him that Sid had done nothing but evil. Harry came to the gift with a gun. Sure enough, Sid didn't call an ambulance, and Noel was hiding here too. Sid said that Leonard was not killed by Noel. Harry threw the phone with the video at him. He said the bastards had killed Leonard and filmed the whole thing on his phone. After Harry said that, he suddenly felt dizzy. He leaned over helplessly. Sid pretended to care about him and went up to him. He slowly picked up the gun in Harry's hand. After that, he immediately changed his attitude. Sid punched Harry hard in the stomach. Harry bent over in pain. Frampton, who heard the commotion outside the house, quickly called the police for help on the intercom. Just as she finished speaking, Noel found out. He went up and punched and kicked her. Frampton screamed in pain. Sid also dragged Harry to the outside room and kicked him, and blamed Noel. If you kill someone, you kill someone. Why did you record the video? Sid said he was going to take care of the 3 men right there, and then he'd throw them out into the street to make it look like they died in a riot. Sid held his hand over Aycock's nose and covered his mouth to show Noel until Aycock stopped breathing. Then Noel followed his lead and grabbed Frampton by the neck, trying to suffocate her to death. As Frampton was struggling and losing her strength, Harry woke up and pulled a gun out of his sock. He shot Noel in the aorta. Noel fell to the ground with his neck covered and silent. Sid saw this and shot Harry in the shoulder. His nephew died in front of him. Sid stepped forward and raised his gun to kill Harry, but Harry said to him without any fear, "Shoot me." At that moment, Sid saw 2 red dots on his chest, and Harry still urged him to shoot. Sid was shot down and died. In this operation, the police completely eliminated the drug cartel and the evil forces. They received a commendation from their superiors. At the press conference, a reporter asked, "It was rumored that some of the deaths in the violent area were committed by retired naval officers. Is this rumor true?" The police chief immediately dismissed it. He said that such reckless speculation was an affront to the work of the police. It also desecrates the public's trust in the work of the police. Frampton heard this and contemptuously got up and left. Harry walked on the green lawn. The formerly graffiti-ridden sidewalk had been freshly painted. He thought about it and walked calmly to the sidewalk. This is Harry Brown, a British crime drama released in 2009. This is a film of violence against violence due to the bureaucratic and incompetent nature of the scumbags who kill innocent police officers. A 70-plus-year-old veteran has no choice. He steps up to tackle the forces of darkness. Harry exudes an air of sadness. You can subscribe and leave comments if you have any ideas. Thanks for watching. See you next time.